Alright guys, welcome back to Steve-O's Fishing. We are going to do a little unboxing today in preparation of the Prespawn and looking forward to this year's fishing action. I know I went away for quite a bit, but I plan on hopefully giving this another try. You'll see a little different background. I've been working on in my basement, a little different studio slash bait room kind of area. It's only in my basement. I just had a kid, so he took up the other fishing room I had. I made that into another bedroom, so right now this is where it's at. But I'll take you for a little tour of what we got here. You can see this is the area where I keep all of my baits in their tackle boxes. I keep my book bag that I fill when I go. I do a lot of bank fishing, and there's the areas, as you can see, we get a little closer. You know, you got your lipless crankbaits, top water, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little easier access for me when I'm going to figure out what I'm going to use that day. I can go and take a quick look down here, grab the things, and go. Then I added, I had this old cabinet down here, and what I put in here is I have reel boxes, a label maker, a scale for extra storage stuff. As you can see, mainly this came from having a lot of extra 3700 series and going to the 3600 because that fit my backpack better. Then I have my line and some other walkie-talkies, stuff like that down there. Then I also have a net, some power bait, some random stuff, and a couple extra tackle boxes down below. So that's that. Just kind of organized somewhere this stuff is. Then I got pegboards. And this one was already up in the basement. I used to have tools on it, but I switched that to my fishing tools, which this side is all soft plastics. And there I made a little Steve-O's fishing sign out of wood, and behind that, these are going to be the hard baits that I put on there. I may put a little bit more pegboard up, but drilling through concrete isn't the most fun. But I figured I would show you what I'm working with right now, and then after the unboxing today, some of the right side will be filled up. Alright guys, so we're back here. I just wanted to do a little unboxing for you. I usually at the beginning of the year, I usually go a little crazy with one unboxing. And this one was more of getting stocked up for my pre-spawn baits. I went through a lot of it, quite a bit last year, and especially with the lipless, I lost quite a bit of them. So I had to restock up on some of them. And I want to get a couple other things. I really went hard on the finesse jigs and stuff, but we can see what we got. First item here is a Berkeley. I picked this up actually at Walmart. It wasn't part of the tackle warehouse order, but me and my one fishing buddy, Adam, we're going to try to do a couple more tournaments this year against each other, and so I needed a scale. He has the same scale. My other scale last year was so screwed up. I think one of my videos, you can see I caught like a 3.5, 4 pounder, which now I'm convinced I caught a couple more 4 pounders this year than 3 pounders. Even in the past, because my scale weighted in as 0 pounds for some reason, so I'm not sure why. So we got a scale. So one of the first things I got, and I guess I kind of want to preface this video also with making sure my wife knew that most of these items were on clearance, or at least that's the key word you have to say when you're buying these baits, just so you don't get yelled at. First one is actually not a bait. It is some gloves. So as you can see, I got these fish monkey gloves. I gave these a shot. They were about, I think, 29 to 39 bucks, somewhere around there. But in the past, what I had done was just take some really small black knit gloves and cut the fingers out of them. And when as soon as they got wet, I got cold, and especially in the wintertime, it was tough. And they smelled like fish the whole time, and it was just not the best situation. So I got these gloves. So we're gonna try these out, and hopefully they do a little better for me this year than the other makeshift gloves that I had last year. You'll see a trend here, but I got some liplesses. First one here is the Booyah One Hard Knocker. Once again, this is in Rayburn red color, so that'll be a nice color I want to try. Then I got some Strike King Red Eye Shads. There is one. That is in the Rayburn red too. So as you can see, a little different take on Rayburn red. This one's got a little lighter of a belly. Then I got a Royal Red lipless. Once again, Red Eye Shad. All these are in 1 or half ounce. It seems to be the best, especially with trying to combat the wind, and just as far as distance goes, you can sling these a mile if you have the right setup, which is nice. So you can cover a lot of water and get out to sometimes where the fish aren't. When they're not too close to shore, you can get out there, especially coming from the bank is nice. This one is a watermelon red cross. So you can see kind of there is a watermelon tint craw pattern, but then just a little red underbelly. And then the one that I had the most success on last year was this Delta red color. Killed it for me. I caught probably my biggest pike last year too on it. So I wanted to try these, which I'll be honest with you, the paint job on these sell themselves, and I'm really excited to try them. Heard nothing but good things, but I got a couple 6 Cents Snatch 70Xs. This one is the boiled crawfish, so it's a little lighter tint. And another, the wild lava craw in the 6 Cents. So both of those together, like I said, plan on doing a lot of red lipless in the spring. If you guys haven't done it before, you need to. For some reason, I don't know why, but the bass love that color in the spring. And I wasn't a believer until just this past year, where me and Adam would go out and literally caught, you know, sometimes 20 to 30 fish when we found a school of them, and it was the red lipless was the most successful. We could find it, we can catch them on other things, but not consistent, you know, not as consistent as the red lipless was. So next, I have a couple jerk baits. I didn't need too many jerk baits. I was pretty well stocked up on them, but I wanted to get a couple and try these new 6 Cents Provoke 106Xs. I've heard good things. I was watching some Debo's fishing, and he really did pretty well on the one video he had, and he was pretty ecstatic about how they worked in the water. So I figured I'd give him a shot, especially for the price. I was always a Lucky Craft pointer kind of guy, but now seeing these 106Xs, I'm pretty excited to give them a shot, because they do look good. Like I said, the paint jobs on these 6 Cents lures are phenomenal. I mean, they really put a lot of care into it, you can tell. This color is, let's see, I don't see the color on here, the color name, but it looks like that. So it's got a little minnowish hue, and I think this will work great for the bait fish that are in the areas that we fish. And I got another one that's kind of sunfishy and perchy, kind of. And so I figured I'd give those a shot this year and see how they perform for me. Two other liplesses I forgot I got. I wanted to give them a shot. I saw them on there, and I've never thrown them before. Like I said, I've been usually a Strike King Red Eye Shad guy, but I'm going to try a couple different ones this year. So I got the 6 Cents ones, and then I got some Berkeley War Pigs, half-ounce ones, once again. And we got that color there. So a little brighter for a little murkier water. A couple of spots we do are pretty murky. It's called Spring Craw. And another one for possibly the Prespawn. Basically a bluegill imitation. But I thought that color on there was pretty accurate as far as a lot of the bluegill and that we catch around here. So I went with that. So I'm going to give those a shot too. I've never thrown those two, so we're excited to see what we do. Because along with additional tournaments that we're going to try to put out there I want to do a bunch of challenges, whether it be between me and him or just me trying to do certain things within a certain time frame or a certain lure choice or whatever. But just want to try to mix it up instead of just going fishing, and I want to do more informative videos as far as certain ways that I like to do things and what made me want to do those things that way. So next, were something I was definitely low on. I haven't bought one of these in a long time, and a bunch of the skirts that I had on them last year, I was catching so many fish on them, the skirts broke off because the rubber bands on the skirt were so old that they just pretty much melted away. So I bought some new spinner baits. I got a bunch of different types. I got greenfish tackle one, just a little chartreuse and white there. I really tend to go towards a chartreuse and white in most instances. Just gives the right appeal, I think, as far as what the fish are going to be biting on, and most success I've had. So it's a little bit of a confidence color for me in spinner baits. Then this is the Wheeler's River Special. Once again, another double willow. But Jacob Wheeler, I watch a lot about him, and he seems to be a pretty good guy, so I was like, you know what, let's give this a shot. I like the style of it, and I got it in the 1/2 ounce size. Then I got a D&M Custom Baits. Now this one I went away from the chartreuse and white, and I went with like they call it Delta Red Crawler. So I'm going to try this in the spring too and see if this will generate some bites. If the red lipless does, you know, why wouldn't this? Especially with the nickel blades there. I think it'll have a nice little different presentation from what I'm used to throwing. Then I went with Nichols Lures, the Pulsator. I got a bunch of different types here. First one I got is basically a bluegill color, but it's got a red little blade there and then a gold blade. I tried to mix up some of the blade combinations here. I'm not sure what the impact's going to be, but that's why we give them a shot and give them a try. Once again, I got another one. This one's just chartreuse and white with that red blade. I don't know if it's supposed to mimic, you know, maybe possibly a dying bait fish with this trail of blood or something, but I'm going to give it a shot and see if it makes any difference. So if we're both throwing a spinner bait and I'm getting bit and he's not, maybe it's because of that red blade. We'll see. Then I got a couple other painted blade ones, another chartreuse and white, but these ones are little specks on the gold blades, and a Indiana or a Colorado and a willow blade. And then I got a painted blade for the murkier color. I got a bright yellow and a white, chartreuse and white skirt though. I tried those, and like I said on a couple of my other spinner baits, the spinner bait itself was in fine condition, but the skirt came off. So what I did here was I bought some more skirts, and once again the chartreuse and white. I really haven't gone away from chartreuse and white, have I? But I plan on tooling up those spinner baits with new skirts because they were still in good shape. They were older spinner baits, but they were quality, and just skirt fell off. So then I also picked up one chatterbait. I don't throw a lot of chatterbaits. That's something that I want to throw more of, but it seems like every time I throw them, I find the one piece of wood that they wrap around, and I never get my chatterbait back. And they're kind of expensive, especially if you get the jackhammer ones. I've yet to pull the trigger on a jackhammer one. I want to, but $15.99 for a lure that I just don't have a lot of confidence in, and every time I've used one, I usually lose it. So, but I got this one. It's like a little darker red color. Probably take that out of the box. Show you a little more close. It was more of a craw imitation one. Just wanted to show you that. So I went with that because I already have ones in other colors, but this one I would figure give it a shot, you know, in the pre-spawn time, and maybe that little red flare Well, I had a little success to my chatterbait game. That was the only chatterbait I got in this order. Once again, trying to target pre-spawn and things that I use with confidence. Then there's a couple other things I got non-bait wise. Is I needed some additional 15-pound, and I usually go Red Label Seagar. It seems to be the best for the price that I like. I've had success with it. I've had some weird things happen, but for the most part, it's been pretty reliable to me. So I bought another spool of that, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use it for, but I saw it. It's Spider Wire Stealth Camo Braid. So the braid itself is actually in a camo pattern. So I plan on maybe trying that, and I already have part of a lot of the things I want to change with some of my setups is go more braid to a leader, because the braid, for some reason, I love the sensitivity that braid gives, and especially all the non-reaction baits where you really have to feel that. I just don't know how you beat braid, so I want to give that a shot. This is just in 30 pounds, so I'm going to try that, and we'll see what rod and reel combo I put that together. Next is going to be quite the haul. I never really enjoyed these lures when I was a kid. I never gave them a chance. I think I had maybe one in my tackle box. But this past year, I've really grown a liking to them. And actually, my next video is going to be all about them, my setups, my history with them, and what I want to do to try to get better at them. I got quite a bit here. Adam always makes fun of me when he sees the amount of certain things I buy. But if you're watching this, you're probably a bait addict like I am, and so you enjoy doing it. But they are the finesse jig, and I wanted to get a whole bunch of different types so I could try different types, see what I liked about them, and tell you what I liked about them, so that you could see, you know, trials and tribulations versus just seeing what, you know, what people are selling versus what actually, you know, happens with these jigs, and the pluses and minuses for all different types, especially for dollar wise. I mean, some of them have good deals where you can get 2 in a pack, and some of them just sell 1 in a pack. So I bought a couple other small jigs that weren't finesse jigs. My next order, or the order after that, I want to get into some football jigs. I just haven't, I don't have a lot of experience with them and haven't thrown them a lot, but I have a couple areas of mine this year that I'd like to throw them. So I wanted to get a couple of those in some of them in the finesse area, finesse footballs, and then maybe some of the bigger ones. The one item I did get that wasn't a finesse football jig was a Hack Attack Strike King jig. I got that because I had that color. I don't really have that color in my arsenal, so I figured I'd throw that, especially maybe in the post-spawn time. I just really want to embrace a jig. My goal is to always have one tied on every time I go out, no matter the conditions, because I truly do think it's a big bass jig, and there's just something about the hook set that's so rewarding, because so many times, at least I have missed the hook set, and I finally caught one on a jig last year, and now I'm hooked. So I got that. Get some, I went with dirty jigs. I've never bought dirty jigs before, but I watched some videos, and Tactical Bassin really enjoys the dirty jigs. So I got a bunch of some no jack flipping jigs, some finesse jigs, different types here. So I'll run through those pretty quick. This one was a no jack flipping jig. It's a 3/8 ounce. In the color the go-to. So it's a little brown and green pumpkin, it looks like, coloration on there. So give that one a shot. And this is a Luke Clausen finesse jig, 5/16 ounce Kentucky Craw is the color. I wanted to get some jigs with some red in it too, because I don't have any jigs with any red in them. And especially in the pre-spawn, I wanted to see if that would help maybe give a little different look to the jigs that they're normally used to seeing. This is a Luke Clausen compact pitching jig in the color brown craw, 3/8 ounce. I try to keep it between 3/8 and 5/16 ounce because, especially fishing from shore, we'll get into that in the next video when I go over the jig fishing, what the pluses and minuses to the heavier and lighter jigs are. This is a Luke Clausen finesse jig in matte brown. So that one's got a little purple and brown in there. I don't know if you can see the purple with the light the way it is. Once again, the 5/16 ounce. Then I got just a plain old finesse jig. Now the difference with this one is the top part of the skirt is super short. So it's really finessey. 5/16 ounce, and that's spring craw. Then another no jack flipping jig. This is a dirty 420 color. So it's got a darker with some red flakes in it. That's 3/8 ounce. And the Luke Clausen compact pitching jig. This is purple pond bug. Once again, I was trying to work some purples into my forte too. I don't have reds or purples in some of my jigs, so I got some of those ones with that. And the last dirty jig was another Luke Clausen finesse jig, and this was a green dirty chartreuse one. So once again, just trying to get some different colors in my jig box. I have a lot of the, the normal colors, browns, the green pumpkins, and the black and blues, but not all of the other ones. Then I got some Greenfish Itty Bitty HD hand-tied jigs. I think this is in 5/16 ounce, but you can see the different profiles, much smaller. So I think when the bass are a little finickier, especially in the beginning of the pre-spawn, this is what I might try. Throw that out there. And I like the different color combination there. Then another one in the gourd green color, same kind of thing, 5/16 ounce, but just a much smaller presentation. So then I got some Santone Texas finesse jigs. They say they use Gamakatsu hooks, so that's good. There's actually 2 in these packs, which is nice. There's a 5/16 ounce. I think I got them all in 5/16 ounce. But just wanted to give some different jigs a different shot, so I can kind of get an idea as far as which ones I really like, or which ones are best for the right deal, the price that you're paying. Here we got Carolina Craw in that color. It's like a little orangish, brownish color. Then here, Natural Craw. This has got green pumpkin with orange strands. And this one's Bass Candy. This green, I think there's hints of purple in there. This one looked really enticing, especially once I get it out of the package. Maybe we'll show that in the next jig video I do. And then this is JC's Spicy Craw, once again, a green pumpkin, darker green pumpkin with some orangish reddish streaks there. So once again, Santone's Texas finesse jig. Then I got some AJ finesse jigs, and once again made by Jewel. These ones come in 2 packs also. I got in Bass Whacker color, which basically has green strands with a little orange, almost Missouri Craw like, but in the 5/16 ounce. So we're gonna give those a shot. Once again, 2 to a pack there, so hopefully they work good. And then these ones are different because they have a little red eye on them, so I'm not saying that's gonna make a big deal, but we'll see. And then this color in hot peanut butter here, pretty much similar to the other hot peanut butters that are out there on the market, but once again, the red eyes on those. Then I got some tactical finesse jigs. Now I threw these also last year, and I did like them from Jewel. So these ones are in, this one is peanut butter smoke. So basically it's the peanut butter color, but it's got a gray underside. And I don't know, it just looked enticing to me, and I want to give it a shot to see if that makes any difference or could show some little different variations, which is my favorite thing of doing with jigs, is pairing it up with the trailer and making it look like something that they really want to eat, or maybe they haven't really seen that before, and that entices them to bite. So that's one of the cool things about jigs is there's a lot of options there versus hard baits where you're kind of stuck with whatever color you choose. Then this one is Bama Bug, once again, 2-pack. And the Tactical Finesse Jig in the Missouri Craw. I think this is the one I caught my first bass on a jig last year, and it's just a great color. It's got the dark top, the light bottom, and I think it really attracts a bass. Then, of course, the other finesse jig that I really like is the War Eagle Heavy Finesse Jig. So I got a couple packs of those also. Once again, they come in 2 packs. These are in 3/8 ounce. The other ones were in 5/16, so I got a couple different sizes to try. This one is Wild Craw. It's kind of like Missouri Craw, but a little lighter. This one is Black, Blue, Purple Chartreuse. I don't think that's the actual color of it, but it looked kind of funky. It's got some chartreuse colors. Actually, I'll pull this one out because this one's kind of neat to see. And they got a bunch of different strands all throughout. So there you can see we got some strands of purple, blue, yellow. I don't know if you can see the purple in there. It kind of looks like blue on the screen, but it is purple. And black top. So I'm going to throw that maybe when it's murkier water, or just trying to throw something different that they haven't seen before. And that's the thing. I mean, think about when you're going fishing. How many times have you seen guys beat the banks with green Senkos, and then all of a sudden the green Senko bite just isn't the same, probably because everyone uses it. So sometimes when you throw something that people aren't using, you can have success. Sometimes you don't, but it's worth a shot. This one is the Phantom Brown Craw. Once again, one thing that's nice about these heavy finesse jigs is the hook on them is very sturdy. So normally last year, like when I was setting a hook on these fish, and once when I got into the fish, it wasn't coming out, which was nice. Then I just got some plain blacks because I only had a couple of blacks and they weren't in the finesse jig style, so going with that. Then, of course, you got to get some soft plastics, which is what I'm hoping, especially the jig trailer soft plastics, the chunks and things of that nature that I can try to combine with these jigs and make them, you know, maybe something a little different, a little fun. So the first ones I got were Finesse Pro Baits, a Conquistador tackle company. Conquer the fish. That is their motto. So these ones were, could print this out. Looks like they have a little salt on them, but see the shape there, they look like very finessey to me. So like there's not a lot of wiggle to them, I don't think. So when you are throwing these, especially in the pre-spawn, I think it's going to give the right amount of action that I'm looking for. So I went with those. And I got some different colors on them. I got the Summer Craw, that was that color. I got some black and blues in that color. And those are the only, nope. And I got some June Bug, so a little darker. And also some Fall Craws in that. So got those just because I think they'll have the right amount of movement. Then I got some FM Fishin' Magician Tackle Company. These are called Turbo Craw, and it's Bloody Pumpkin. So I'm not sure. I've never used these before, but they're kind of like a, you know, I wouldn't say a Rage Craw because it doesn't really have the shape of it, but it doesn't seem they're as floppy as the Rage Craw, so a little step back from there. The body has definitely holes in them, so this might be something more geared towards, say, you know, a Texas rig or a bigger jig when you're throwing those in the summertime, but I figure, why not? Let's give them a shot. Then I got some the big bite baits, we have these just craw chunks. Once again, a little more subtler approach. So I want to give those a shot. I got that in green pumpkin and also craw orange swirl. So couple different combinations, color combinations based on what the water is going to look like, based on what the fish's activity level is. Then I got some 6 cents baits prawns, and I've never tried these before. I want to give them a shot. The only thing is they do come in this clamshell packaging, which isn't the most fun, but I figured this is also something I can put on the finesse side there. I mean, look at those. Especially if you didn't even, maybe you just take apart a couple of those appendages, but that in the pre-spawn time, I actually really do like that now that I open up the package. So those I might be including in my next order, and I'm trying to stock up the rest of my soft plastics for the year. We got some Gary Yamamoto. I just got a couple 4-inch double tails, so I got those in a pumpkin with black and green, and also I got them in cinnamon with a black flake. So just a couple of those to add, so when the basket's a little more active, that movement with that the double tail usually looks pretty good on the back of jigs there. Last but not least, I got some Reaction Innovations Smalley beavers. Once again, with the pre-spawn thought in mind, so I can get some trailers that are a little less active. So this color, I believe, is just a green watermelon, green pumpkin there. And then I got Magic Craw Red, which is nice because it's got a little different swirl through it. So that should help out with some different color combinations. And then this one was the Big Texan. A little darker color there. So just wanted to add to that arsenal. And I think that is it for the unboxing part. The only other thing I did get was, of course, when you order more than $50 from Tackle Warehouse, you get a nice free t-shirt. So I went with the blue this time. I already have a black, as you can see, nice black shirt on. And I have a white one from my prior ones. And I also got a blue and a long sleeve for an extra $5. So just because they are nice to wear, and it stays pretty cold up here, up north, for quite a while. So a long sleeve is always nice to have. Okay, so pretty much that was my pre-spawn bait unboxing for this time frame. The next unboxing I do, next time I order baits, I think I'm going to try to stock up some more of my soft plastics so that I have backups for when and I don't have to worry about going to the store. Because the thing I did want to just go over was my future video schedule. I was going to try to put out more quality videos versus quantity. I'm trying to get better at my editing. It's definitely a crapshoot when I'm just not that great at doing it yet. So I'm trying to get some programs that are a little easier to use that can maybe make it a little more entertaining. So my goal is to, in the off season, hopefully put out a video a week, and then once I can get fishing, hopefully 1 to 2 videos a week, with one of them actually being a fishing video, if not both, and then another being maybe a tackle organization video or something like the jig video I'm going to come out with next, to kind of go over those types. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. So once again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I know I say every year I'm going to be back, and then I blow it off a couple months later. This year, I hate to say it, the year before that was a wedding. This year my son was born in September, so there's a lot leading up to that kind of led astray, and anyone that has kids out there knows that sometimes you get off of the original path once kids come into play. But that's why I reassessed what I wanted to do, and I just want to put out more quality, less quantity, so that I can hopefully reach you guys, and we can talk about some good fishing stuff. So If there's anything in this video that you need more information on or you'd like to talk more about, please feel free to comment below. Maybe comment below also what your favorite pre-spawn lures are going to be for this year, what you used last year, what you didn't like, what you maybe lost a lot of, and you are going to stock up on as well. So thanks again for watching Steve-O's Fishing, and we'll see you next time.